The very same attributes that make social media a positive force in our lives can even make it potentially dangerous. Social media is also addictive. Internet addiction is not officially listed as an actual psychological disorder. However, the lack of formal recognition hasn't stopped people from referring to compulsive internet use for gaming or any other reason as an addiction. Teens and young adults are considered particularly at risk because they are a generation raised on the internet, social media, and digital technology, so now these things are an indispensable part of our lives. Growing up in this day and age, I have always heard the phrase, "Once something's out there, you can't take it back." There is so much more truth behind that phrase than I ever realized growing up. Social media and the platforms we create can actually be a dangerous place if you are not careful. One potential risk of social networking that is referred to most often is hacking. Incidents of profiles and accounts being hacked into are a commonplace. While sometimes this could just be restricted to someone playing a practical joke on a friend, it sometimes leads to the more serious misdemeanor of identity theft. Almost 15 million Americans are victims, either directly or indirectly, of identity theft. The surprising part is that even though people are adequately aware of the risks, only 40% of them manage their privacy settings, according to a survey conducted by PC World. Social media also invites us to compare ourselves to others. For people with low self-esteem issues and insecurities, hearing about other people's happiness and successes can deepen feelings of inferiority. While social media can help people/companies to create a good image, it can also be used to tarnish an image with false claims. A viral social media post talking about how a product can cause problems can lead to huge losses to a firm, even before the company can realize that most of the damage is done. Putting pictures and videos up on these social media sites can also be used for defamation. Reported cases include girls' photos being photoshopped and used in objectionable places. Also, instances where people use social networking sites to abuse or defame anonymously are constantly reported. A Telegraph report outlined a case where cyberbullying was being used by students to even intimidate teachers and staff. All over the world, social media websites are used to get up close and personal without even revealing someone's true identity. There have been numerous scandals in which people have even gone as far as marrying each other and then realizing the truth. These relationships are formed based off of false information that can also lead to serious consequences. There have been so many cases where people fall in love over social media, get catfished, which is where someone pretends to be someone they're not to gain love interest, and end up being cheated financially, emotionally, and physically. In the book, Tomorrow's Changemakers, Reclaiming the Power of Citizenship for a New Generation, youth engaged in their communities claim that face-to-face interactions is what motivates them to make a difference in the world. According to a 10th grader interviewed by Marilyn Price Mitchell, social media platforms give people a license to be hurtful. They go on to say, "I do think it has gotten to an extreme point to where you can say things that you can't say or get away with in person. I am disappointed whenever I hear about social media being used as a way to hurt people. I wonder if this happens when the writers forget that there are real people behind the screen." According to this same 10th grader, social media platforms also facilitate laziness. The new socially active era causes laziness because instead of running to your friends, you can just message them. Or instead of walking upstairs to notify your family of dinner, you can just blog it. Social networking makes life so convenient that it creates laziness. It's really easy to spend hours doing nothing. It's a fantastic way to waste time. People are easily distracted by all of their social media apps, news, and messages they receive, leading to all sorts of problems like distracted driving or the lack of gaining someone's full attention during a conversation. Browsing social media can also feed procrastination habits and can become something that people turn to in order to avoid certain tasks or responsibilities. Excessive time spent on social networks can cause some individuals to experience withdrawal symptoms. They retreat from actual interaction with fellow humans and assume a virtual persona. Common signs are anxiety, distress, boredom, and loneliness, much the same as a typical addiction. The disadvantages of social networking and social media will continue to be studied for decades to come. It is a part of our everyday lives in this day and age. In the meantime, we already know that it is It is a significant source of concern among privacy advocates as well as parents that worry about their children's safety. But clearly, the disadvantages of social networking go much deeper than just privacy and safety. It can also lead to some of the serious drawbacks to our relationships today, the foundation of our human development. We need to take action in limiting social media in our lives today for the sake of a better tomorrow for ourselves and for future generations to come.